Guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, guys. So this is the top we're going to be doing today, and the skirt. So if this is the video you want to learn how to make this beautiful outfit, stay tuned and watch till the end. Let's get started. Before we get right to the sewing and cutting, let me explain a little bit about what I love about this outfit. Is that you can actually wear the skirt on another top. Look at how beautiful the skirt turned out to be, and you can wear the top on another skirt, on another trouser. So it's gonna make sense. Honestly, this mannequin is not giving justice to this dress. It's so making sense. If you try it, just make sure you tag me on my Instagram page. I'm gonna upload you. So thank you guys. Let's get right to this cutting and sewing now. So beautiful. Let me show you guys. Whoa. Okay. Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome. Okay. Alright guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to VicTeeFashionHub program just with Victoria Yetunde. Okay. Alright. How are you all doing? Hope you're fine. God bless you. God bless you. Anything you lay your hand on shall prosper. You shall excel. You shall excel in Jesus' name. Amen. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to VicTeeFashionHub program just with Victoria Yetunde. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, loving, subscribing, and God, you have been so awesome, and I love you guys so much. New subscriber, you're watching this, you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you turn off notification make sure you turn on notification button to know when I upload new video. And returning subscriber, I love you guys so much. Yeah, I love you. You're welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime you're watching me. I love you. Yeah. So on today's video, I have this fabric this last year. It's been long. It just has money, and one style pop up in my head, and it's gonna be nice. Yeah, like the style you saw in the first video when you just watched. That's it. That's the style that popped up in my head. So that is what we are going to be working on today. So I have this lining tool at home for drafting paper. Honestly, oh my god, sorry. Honestly, I don't know what year this paper. I don't know if it torn on my place or where I bought it. I don't know. I just fold up my paper because I usually used to buy six of it. So I just unboxed it, then I saw it torn. I'm like, okay, oh, no wow. So on today's episode, how I'm going to be cutting today's pencil skirt will be a little bit different. I'm going to be using this pattern because most of you said some of my pattern you don't really used to see it. So I have got marker. Yes. Let me go and bring it out. This is the marker that I'm going to be using. On the way I'm going to be cutting today's pencil skirt will be a little bit different. I don't know if it's a little bit different, but it's just one method. I'm going to be cutting one of these, and the one will be the one I'm going to be using to cut out the front and the back of the pencil skirt. I hope you understand. So this is the paper that I'm going to be using. Thank God the turning did not reach here. I think this weight is enough for me to do whatever I want to do. And for the top, I'm still going to be using this paper to do it. I want a nice top, just what you see on the first video. So I'm going to be doing everything on this paper. Then after cutting it on this paper, I'm going to place it on my fabric and cut it out. Yeah. I can't wait to wear this dress actually. I don't know if I'm going to love it. But if I don't love it, I shall make it for my people to learn. So the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to place in 1.5 inch for the first year, or 2 inches, or which one are we going to use? Let's use 2 inches. You can use 1.5, you can use 2 inches, you know the vibe. So after that, you use your straight line to draw a straight line. Ah, that's why I don't have, like this marker. We're staining this thing for me. It's up. And it's a permanent one. Can you imagine? I hope you guys are seeing it too. Because so you just put up this thing and do a straight line. So after that, you draw a straight line here. That is the start line. Yes, that's the start line. So this is the start line for me. And the next measurement we are going to be doing right now is from your waist to your hip. And for my waist and my hip is 9 inches. And after that, you draw a straight line. Hope you're seeing it from your waist to your hip. Some is always 8 inches, while some is 9. While it must depend on how tall you are. Yes. Even some people that is tall used to use 8 inches. So the length I'm going to be using for this pencil skirt is 21 inches. 21 inches because I don't want it to be too small or too long or too small. So 21 inches should be okay. And I'm going to be adding 1 inches to it to turn it inside. Or you can add 1.5 inch to turn it inside because I'm going to be using lining to turn it, pipe it inside. So 1.5 inches for the turning. You can use 1 inches, you can use 1.5 inch. But for me, I'll be using 1 inches because my fabric is not that much. I just measure one explain this thing. The first thing that you're going to do, measure the zip part. This is the 2 inches or 1.5 inches that you want to use. Then the next thing is you measure your straight line for the start line. Then for your waist to your hip, are you getting it? From your waist to your hip, and from your waist to where you want your skirt to reach. Then you add 1 inches to pipe it inside, or half inch or 1.5 inch, depends on how your fabric is much. So the next thing that we're going to do is my waist. This dress is actually mine. So my waist is 36. 32. That's what we're going to do. You measure your waist. Actually, with this place, I'm going to teach you how you're actually going to use this to cut out the front and cut out the back. You hope you get it. So the next thing we are going to do, you measure your waist, divide it by 4. Mine is 8 inches. Measure your waist, divide it by 4, and the hip is 10 and 3 dots. That's the way you've seen it. So for this nail line, you see this 10 and 3 dots. We are going to minus 1.5 or 1.5 out of it, or even 1 inch. Yes, even you can remove 1 inch or 1.5, any one you want. So for this, I'm going to be using 9 inches. So you are going to draw the line, the curve ruler to draw this. I don't know. So you can use your hand, you can use the curve ruler. I don't want to make mistake on this part. That is why I use the curve ruler to make a beautiful curve. So this is how what is the color? This is how the pencil gown will look. But we are going to be adding the allowance to it. If you want to do yours, you just cut it out like this and add the allowance to the fabric. But for beginners, so you learn more. I don't know. So I just wanted to do mine and add the 1.5 inch to it now. So you are going to be adding 1.5 inch. You can add 2 inches anyhow you want. You just add it. And the reason why we are adding 1.5 inch is because we are going to use lining to join and all of that. So when we join it finish, the remaining one will be like 1 inch or half inch to it. Just see the way I'm doing it. So that's how you're going to do. Sorry, that's how you're going to turn it. So we are done drafting out the pencil skirts, like you could see. I hope you understand. So after this, we are going to be cutting this out. Sorry, I want to. We are going to be cutting this out now before I now go to the upper part, because I want to cut all the drafting of the paper. Yes. So now we are cutting it out now. So this is what we are going to use to cut out the front and the back. So if you want to cut out the front, you fold this like this. Are you getting it? Oh my god. So you fold it like this. You place this on your fabric. This is the front. Cut out the back. You bring it out and cut it out. So let's go to the upper part before we start cutting the fabric. Before we start cutting the placing it and cut the fabric. So we are going to be putting this into two, because we are going to be cutting. And also for this fabric, this dress is going to be, the front and the back will be the same thing. Yes, it will be the same thing. So I'm trying to do. Sorry. So for this, I'm going to be using the marker too. So the first thing that we're going to do is make our start line, and the start line will start from here. Okay. I'm checking if the length is okay. It's gonna be enough. So this is the start line. So the next thing that we're going to do after the start line is your waist to your nipples, and for mine is 10, and from your waist to the length you want to use. So I'm going to be using 20 inches. I hope you can see it. So I'm going to be using 20 inches for this. Then I'll add 2 inches for the I'll add 1.5 inches for the sewing from inside, not 2 inches. So I'll draw a straight line now. I'll draw a straight line for the length. I'll draw a straight line for the allowance of the sewing for the down part. I hope you understand. So this is the line you need for this fabric. The first one is your starting line. The second one is your shoulder to your nipples line. Done from your shoulder to your where you want your length to be. You know, as maybe 17, 18, 20, 15. Depends on how tall you are. You get. Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to do now is the neckline. The neck, you come down to here 3 inches. Yes, 3 inches and 3 inches. So this neck is not going to be too big and too small. Actually, the front and the back will be the same length. So you use your cuff ruler to do this and bring out the shape out. I mean the shape of the neck. As you can see, this is the neck. So after this, you are going to come down by, okay, you do the back measurement from that this line. The back measurement I'm going to be using is 8 inches. It's 8 inches, and I'll come down by these 8 inches with 1 inches. come down with 1 inches and do a slope line. I hope you're understanding this. You do a slope line for like for a nice this thing. So to get your to get your to get our chest line and the armhole, you are going to divide your bust, divide it by 6 and add 1.5 inches to it. So I'm going to the simplest way to get your shoulder line. So for me, 8 inches. So from this slope line, from this slope, you measure 8 inches. So you measure, and after that, you are going to draw a straight line from this slope to the chest line. So this will serve as our chest line and our bust line. And get our armhole, you are going to put it like this and divide it by 2. I hope you can see me. You do your measurement like this and you divide it by like this. After that, you notch the place like this, and you now come out by 1.2 inches, 1.5, 0.5 inches, or even 1 point. So this is it. So this thing it makes your work more neat. And so for us to get a armhole, you divide your bust by 4. Yes, divide it by 4 and you get it. So now let's draw our armhole. The first thing, you first of all draw it here. Draw this space together. Sorry, I want to get, and you now draw the space with it. Okay, so that is how, so your armhole will sit so well. Look at it. So the next thing now is we are going to measure this bust line. So our bust, we already get our bust divided by 4. 40 divided by 4, that is 10. So we are going to add 1 inches to it for ease. For ease, this is not the allowance. This is for ease. I basically the color to, this dress is not going to have zip, and we need to wear it to size us well. So we need to more heels to make it, like, to make it free. So for this dress, for the waist, so we are going to draw the straight line like this to the nipple line, to the nipple. So for the waistline, for normally dress we usually used to use the waist measurement, but for this we are going to be using the bust measurement. For the waist, we are not using the waist measurement for this one. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So my bust is 10, so I'll divide 10 by 4, and that is set. So I'm gonna draw it like this. Let me draw my waistline. So it's making more easy. You can just put your waistline there. That's 16 inches. I forgot to add it into waistline. So it will make it more easy for you to draw this thing. So for the 10 inches. Okay. So it's making more, you see, it was so easy for me to draw now. So this is it. Okay. So that is it. And for the allowance, you can go for 1 inch, you can go for 1.5 inch. So I'm thinking of going for 1.5 inch for me. For you can go for 1 inch. You can see all the fabric is finished here. So you can go for 1.5 inch for, but normally go for 1 inch. 1 inch is okay. You can go for 1.5 inch if you want it to be more loose, or so this is how it's gonna look. Yes, this is how it's going to look. This is what I'm going to use to cut out the front and the back for the dress we are going to do. And for the hand of the for the hand for the dress, for the upper part, just calm down to look at it very well. So this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to place this on the fabric and cut the front and back. Then if I'm going to be using lining or facing, I'm not sure yet, but I would like to use lining. But if I don't use, you can use lining to turn it, you can use facing to turn it, and you can use bias to turn it. Anyone you like, depends on how your client pay first of all, and if it's for you, depends on how you want to do it. So yeah, this is how. So let's go right to the cut. So guys, which one should we cut first? Is it the skirt or the upper part? Skirt upper or skirt upper? This this one, oh, let's cut down this place before I forget and start using it. So it's not be too long. Don't make it, don't forget like me. So I don't want it to be too long. I think the 1.5 for the down part is too much safe. I think 1 inch is okay. Let me cut out the half. I don't want it to be too long and I don't want it to be too short. So I need to be careful and be right there. So yes. Let's cut out the skirt first. So let me arrange it and I'll show you. Yeah. I see hallelujah. I see hallelujah. Jehovah, amen. So okay guys, I'm done arranging it. So this I'm gonna be cutting the back first. Okay. I'm going to be cutting the back first. And like you know, we already placed the all the measurements needed. Let me adjust this thing. Okay. So we already placed all the measurements needed for the down part, upper part, side. So there is no need to now start joining to the fabric. Don't join to the fabric. So we already did everything. We already add 1.5 inches to the. So this is the back. The front now. So I'm trying to manage this dress so it will be enough for everything. This is actually 2 yards and 2.5 yards of fabric. And like I told you guys, we are going to fold this to cut out the front. Are you seeing it? So we are going to fold it to cut out the front. You can see we used one dress to actually connect it to. So this is actually too big because we don't want to waste clothes. I don't even want to waste clothes because no clothes we even waste. You get, you know, the situation where you are that you cannot even waste clothes. That is where you, because there is still a lot of things to do actually. So I need to be careful on how. I mean, and you know, for your front to sit so well in your front, where's the chalk? I want to. So for your front to sit so well, okay, you go down by 1 inches. you go down by 1 inches and draw it like this. Draw it to the waist this thing. It's only the front though, don't do that to the back. It's only the front. So to sit so well in your front. So this is how we are going to, this is the front and that is the back. So let's cut out the of the top part. So this is, we are done with this. So the next thing before this, when I cut the upper part finish, we are going to cut out the, we are going to cut lining for this, and if the lining is enough, I'm going to use lining for the upper part too. But if it's not enough, I'll use facing to turn it inside, and you just see the way I'll do it. So that is it. So you can actually use yours to, like, if your fabric is much, very much, you understand what I mean by much, you can cut your front and back the same time, like once. But right now I'm going to be cutting it one by one, but it's the same thing. I don't know how to explain this, but it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing, but I'm cutting it separately. So you just make sure your fabric is well placed. Coming on. So I'm thinking of using this side. Same thing as this. There's no. So this is one part of it, and I'm going to be cutting another part of it now. You can cut it once. You can cut it once, but I'm going to be cutting another part of it. And this is the other one. So this is going to be nice actually. This is gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I'm already feeling the dress even before. So I told you guys that if this dress is actually, the lining is, we're done with this. This is done. The next thing now is hand, and the hand I'm going to be cutting it on the fabric with this chalk. It's gonna be showing. It's going to show. So the next thing now is here. Okay guys, I'm gonna cut the one first, because this fabric, I would advise when you want to cut this dress, you should have like 3 yards of fabric, or even 3 trouser lengths, how full you want it, because this dress I'm actually managing this fabric. So 24, so 24. So we are going to be using, let me just, we are going to be using 24 inches. 24 inches. So after that, we are going to go up by 4 inches. By 4 inches. So for the 4 inches, we are going to draw it like this, just like you want to draw a normal sleeve. So for this length, this space, I use 13 inches. For the down place, 13 inches. I use 13 inches. So we are going to be drafting this, because this outfit is going to be a free. You cut, you do it well and place it here. So you make it to go and meet the shoulder. I hope you guys can see it. So we are going to cut this out. This is one hand. This is the hand that we are going to be using, and so let me use this to cut out the second one, then I'll come and show you guys some twists in the hand. This is the two hand. So I've cut out the two hands. So for this, for the hand to be A-shaped very well, you go to the down part. Let me show you guys this space. You can go up by 1.5 inch or 2 inches. The most you can go is 2.5, so it will not affect the dress. So for this, I'm going to be going for 1.5 inch, and you draw it like this. So for more V, like the dress should be, so I think I should use 2 inches. Yes, I'm going to be using 2 inches for this. I'm going to be using 2 inches, then I'll now use this to draw it to my end of my sleeve, just the way I'm doing, to the end of the sleeve. So that is it. Then you cut it out. I'm doing this very well, so I will know if it's okay. Or you use, for me, I use 2 inches, and I hope it's come out nice. So that is all for it, for this. So for the band of the skirt, ruffle in the down part, I felt like it would be nice to do ruffle in the down part, but the thing now is that I need the band for the skirt. And how are we going to do this? 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 Honestly, I don't know. I don't know actually. So for the band, we are going to be going for 3 inches. So let's see if this is going to, it's not going to be enough. I'll still cut to it. That's why I said use 3 yards, so your dress will be enough. So this is like only the front. And I'm going to be using 3 inches. Sorry for that. No, like 3 inches for the, like the length should be 3 inches. That means, okay. So this will be 2 inches. I want to make it 4, but I'm still going to be cutting it because I don't want it to be more than 3 inches. I don't want the band to be too big. I'm still going to cut 1/2 inch out of it. And how I'm going to be cutting this will be, how I'm going to be joining this band with it will be different from the other band that I've been doing. So already not straight. Okay, I think this is too much. Yeah, this is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to be cutting out half inch out. I want it to be, I don't want it to be too big. Half inch. So let me measure it again. I think it's okay. I don't know. So if I move half inch, like it's okay. The 2 inches is okay. The 2 inches is okay. So I think this waist, I don't want it to pass 2 inches. Trust me, should not pass 2 inches because I don't want it to be too much. So I'm going to be cutting the excess more than 2 inches there. Oh God. Lord, don't make a way. There's just to be no way. It looks so way we cannot see. You'll make a way for me. Okay, so it's okay now. I think it's okay for 2 inches. Yeah. So this is what I want as in so make it sense. But I'm still going to be cutting this one of this again because of the length. But if your own fabric is much, you can use long net. Okay, it's long enough. So I'm going to join it here and that's how the band will be. So this is the band of the skirt. So for the ruffle that I want to do, I think I'm done cutting out everything. The upper part, the hand, the skirt is done. So the ruffle I want to do to the skirt, this ruffle is gonna be, if it depends on your down part of your skirt. So for the down part of the skirt, it has to be two yards. Like this has to be two, like maybe if your down part of your skirt is like 30 inches, so this has to be 30 plus 30 times 2, that's 60, like 2 yards or 3 yards. Or if your down part is 20 divided times 2, that's 40. So then the length supposed to be 13 inches. But because of my fabric that's not much, I'm going to be using 12 inches for my, yes, I'm going to be using 12 inches for mine. So you can use 13 inches and the length of your choice. That is it. That is it. So it's 12. Mama, this dress has problem. So you just cut it. Okay. And you place it like this for straight. For straight this thing. Because I couldn't get the straight line. Okay. This is the length. As you can see, this is not well long enough. This is not long enough for what I want, but I'll manage it to explain to you guys. So unfortunately, so we are going to place it like this. Okay. Think this is not straight, so you straight it up. So, and this is not straight too, so you straight it up. So we sew it like this and put it in the side. When I get there, I will explain to you guys how we are going to do this. Wow, I'm done cutting out all the fabric, and so this is going to be nice. So now the next thing now is cutting out the lining, and I'll be cutting out the lining offline. The different, let me explain the only difference that the lining is going to have for the fabric. So for this skirt, for the lining, it's going to be shorter with 1 inches than the dress. Yes, it's going to be shorter 1 inches than the sorry, I'm tired. It's going to be shorter than 1 inches than the fabric. Same thing as the back side. So if we want to cut lining to this, I think I'm going to be using lining. If that lining is not enough, I have one pitch lining I can use to do it. But if so for this, okay, for what am I even saying? Okay. I want to remember what I'm saying. Okay, for this, if I want to cut the lining, it will be 1 inches. How many inches did I put in the down part? Is 1 inch. It will be 1 inches shorter than the fabric, so I'll use it to turn it inside. So that is the only twist between the lining. So let me cut the lining and come and show you guys. Then we go to the sewing part. Okay, guys, I'm done. All right, guys. I'm done cutting out the lining. Actually, the lining was enough for the upper part and the down part. How interesting is that? I'm so excited because it's enough actually. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is sewing the skirt part first. Yes, sewing. Sorry, I'm trying to get. Oh. So the next thing that we're going to be doing now, we are going to sew the skirt part first. Yes.
At VicTeeFashionHub.